Now, what we're going to get into today is three different types of AI. So if you're on this class, we're literally going to go super deep into the future of appointment setting in the mortgage industry. This is cutting edge stuff. And I can speak about it with authority because last month, we've got the numbers in, we did 1,827 booked appointments last month. And these are all referral based appointments. So either this is us calling past customers for a loan officer, calling qualified agents for loan officers, or calling like past relationships. So past referral relationships. So a realtor you used to do business with, you haven't got to deal with them in 6 months. And it's just like, what happened? Where'd they go? So we check them using the qualified agent data. If they're still qualified, they're still doing deals. We reach out, just be like, hey, you haven't talked to Michael in a while. I work with Michael at the office here. He asked me to reach out. Love to get you an appointment set up. So it's all referral based business. What we have discovered is that we've been able to significantly increase the number of appointments that are booked per professional appointment setter that we have as a product because of AI now handling the inbound conversations as we make the outbound. So basically, the way that this works is we get a list of past customers or past qualified partners that you had a relationship with or new qualified partners. So we will actually go into the software, pull a list of 300 qualified agents in your local marketplace, load them into the CRM. It loads them into the power dialer and we start dialing, right? Well, we only get about an 18% pickup ratio. It's between like 17 and 18% of the people that we call actually pick up the phone. If you were part of the Call Stars Blitz, the numbers that came back on the Call Stars Blitz of people that like responded back to the survey as to how it went, it was a 44% pickup rate. So if you, as the loan officer, use your phone and make the calls yourself, you're going to get a much higher pickup rate, more than double what we get on our concierge service because it's your phone, it's local. People have it programmed into their phone. Hey, this is my mortgage lender calling, right? Like they pick up. So if you make the calls, you'll get even better responses than we do. But because we make the calls and then we drop a ringless voicemail with your voice in it or our client's voice in it, people call back as a result of the ringless voicemail that we drop, or they'll text back the phone number that called, like, hey, what's this all about? Or they will respond to the emails that automatically get sent out after we make the calls. We've taken these AI agents that I'm going to show you today and put them in place to immediately draft the response back to the person. And so now the concierge agent has their phone and they're getting a notification that, hey, this person responded back. Like we made the call, they responded back via text or email or whatever it is. The AI has written the message. The concierge reads it, goes, that's good, hits the button and sends the message. That real-time communication and not people not having to wait the extra 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 7 minutes for the concierge to call them back is dramatically increasing the number of appointments that we're booking because we're having more real-time conversations with people. So our booking ratio last month was 57% across the entire team. So 57% of the people that we had a conversation with via email or text or phone actually booked an appointment. Best we can tell, about 70% of those appointments are showing up. So this is a real needle mover. And so what I'm going to show you in today's class is how you can have the AI writing your text messages, writing your emails in your voice, your tone, and having it as an AI appointment booking assistant. So when you're making your calls and people are responding back, the AI is writing the emails and writing the text messages so that you can just get a notification, hit the button like, yes, you can send the message, and off the message goes. Because following up on that conversation in the first 5 minutes is key to conversion. So that's our agenda for today. We're mapped out here for about 45 minutes, but depending on Q&A, I'm going to stick around as long as I can to get all your questions answered. Does that sound like a good plan? Everybody with me? Okay. And again, build it with Chris. This is designed like we just go live into the CRM, we break things, we have a good time. unmute your microphone at any time, ask any questions that you have. This is the most informal Zoom training call you will ever be on. And it's designed like that so that we can have fun, but learn technology and actually get it implemented at the same time. Okay. So that is the rules of engagement. And then we also have our team here. So Francis and the amazing team is in the background. So if you have any questions, you can fire those into the chat as well. Peter and Paulina, don't worry about your cameras at all. It's all good. We're just happy to have you here in the background, or not the background. You're still participating, but it's great to have you here. Okay. So there are 3 types of AI that are going to take over, like hands down. This is going to be the new customer service experience in the next 2 years. Hopefully, with banking and airlines and all of the people that I call and have frustrating customer service experiences with, I cannot wait until AI takes over these processes and helps with these conversations, because it's instant, it's reliable, no more waiting on hold, and the answers are actually better. So the 3 types of conversations are what we're going to call a personal assistant. So this is somebody that watches your email, the text messages that come in, and just like any messages that come into the phone number or the email that you have attached to the CRM. And this can be really anybody that you're reaching out to that has that phone number, and they can respond back in. So it could be a past client, it could be somebody who wants to take or submit a mortgage application, it could be a referral partner that's responding back to some of your marketing or advertising, interested in becoming a referral partner. So this AI agent has to be broad. It has to be able to reference a lot of information and have the right conversation with the right person. That is what we call in the system conversation AI. It sits in the background, watches your whole CRM, it sees the incoming messages and drafts messages to people that are just reaching out to you outside of a workflow. So any communication that happens outside of a workflow. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Actually, I'll show you because it makes sense, and then we'll go through the other 2. So inside the CRM, if I go to settings, and then you can see we have this new tab here over here called Conversation AI. You click on the Conversation AI, and these are the bots that you can build inside the CRM. And you can see here, I have a primary support bot. So this has been trained on all of the different types of conversations that we can have. And if I click on this button over here and I click on edit, you can see how these are set up. So it can be totally off in suggestive mode, where it writes the messages and then sends them to you for you to approve them. And then there's autopilot, which is it's literally just answering the messages in real time. I like to keep it in suggestive mode for all of our clients due to compliance, right? You want to check the messages, make sure that you approve them and you actually hit them when you send them out, only for compliance. The messages, 95% of the time, are just like spot on, amazing. The AI has gotten incredibly good at having those conversations. And then down here, you see supported communication channels. There is Instagram messages, Facebook messages. It can also reply to comments on your Facebook content on your business pages, not your personal. Text messages, the chat widget on your website, or you can have a little chat widget that people text back and forth with, and it answers all those messages as well. It can also run WhatsApp groups for you. Eric, you had a question.
Yeah, sorry. Too many buttons to push to get my question asked there. So, not from your side, my side. So with this, if let's say I had a list, I don't know, 25 prospective clients to fill out a pre-approval, right? Do I upload that list into the loan officer CRM, send out an email to them, or like how would that navigate what you're talking about for an automatic response back to them, and kind of a conversation behind the scenes that I don't have to text message or email back to them saying, hey, what property are you talking about? Are you looking for a pre-approval, or do you have some initial questions? Like,
Amazing.
am I understanding correctly what you're saying there?
Yes. And that's a brilliant question. And that is the second type of AI that we're going to talk about, which is a workflow AI. And so it is a specialized AI conversation based on the context of the marketing campaign that you have them in. So it understands who it's talking to and how to have that conversation. So we'll get there in about 5 minutes.
I will wait patiently.
In your amazing salmon hoodie. Salmon is the new black, by the way, and like on point on Breakfast Club this morning. That was awesome. Okay, cool. So next in this general support bot, we hit bot training. And the reason why I wanted to show you this today is so that you can understand how incredibly smart and talented you can make an AI in a very short period of time, especially for the mortgage business itself. So when we go to the general support bot and we go into bot training, it has this web crawler. And this web crawler can pull any information from any website. So when you click this drop down, you can say exact URL, all URLs within the path, or all URLs in this domain. So think of this like Bigger Pockets. So Bigger Pockets is like this massive online directory of information about personal finance, right? You would not want all of the URLs on Bigger Pockets scraped, because then the bot's going to start talking about, who knows, whatever Bigger Pockets has written a blog on, it'll reference that information to have the conversation. But if Bigger Pockets has a specific blog post on like the top 5 things you need to know before you submit a mortgage application, and you're like, that's really great content, I agree with all that, my bot could say that to somebody and I would be cool with it. You can just take the exact URL of that address, punch it in here, hit get data, and all of a sudden your AI knows and understands that content that's on that particular website. So
Chris,
you, yes,
I'm sorry.
please.
So, what if you built a GPT
Mm-hmm.
that was for personal finance and finance questions, and then you link the GPT to this web crawler, and when they asked a question, it was going back to the GPT you built with all the information that they needed.
So brilliant. And I love where your mind went with that. What I have discovered is that the domain of the custom GPT isn't scrapable
Okay.
for the information behind it. But what you can do is you can take the Q&A documentation, or you can write a script that goes inside this general support bot that says, if anybody's having personal finance questions, take this link and send them a link to my custom GPT to go use
Oh,
our personal assistant.
okay.
And then it sends the link to the custom GPT, and then people check it out.
Okay.
Does that
Hmm.
make sense?
Oh no, it does. It does.
Okay, sweet.
I was just trying to build a different mousetrap.
That's awesome. Um, okay, so Chris and Chris are going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole just for a second, because this is Build It with Chris. And so if this goes over your head, just give it a couple of minutes and we'll be back. So, Chris, what I've started doing is creating custom GPTs to give away as the thank you page on the offer for what I'm doing for marketing and advertising. So, I've been in the lead gen game in the mortgage and real estate space for over 10 years. And it was always like you would land them on a thank you page. And it was like, how do you provide instant value to somebody so that when you're following up with them, they're likely to respond back and book an appointment because the experience that they had on the thank you page. And it's always been really difficult for us to generate real estate leads for a loan officer, because you've got to get with the real estate agent, get their IDX solution, and somehow publish an IDX solution on the thank you page. So somebody who's interested in buying real estate comes in, they see an ad that says, Tampa real estate search, we'll search all the homes for you and send you a customized list. They come in as a lead, and then you got to do this complicated IDX solution with the real estate agent on the back end, right? It's really difficult to do. So what I've done is I've created a custom GPT, and I feed it all of the information on the mortgage and the real estate professional that are partnered together in the marketplace. And then the custom GPT is the thank you page for after the lead opts in.
Yeah.
So you could do the same thing in the mortgage business where you could say, you know, attention real estate agents. Do you want a lender in your pocket for when clients ask basic questions about mortgages and guidelines? Download my custom GPT and you can provide it to clients 24/7. Give me your name, your phone number, and your email address to get our loan officer in your pocket. The custom GPT is pre-programmed with your information. So
Would
anytime,
you,
sorry, go ahead.
so let's take that a step way further. Would you put in Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, USDA, VA, and FHA, and would you take their official handbooks and would you pop it into that GPT so that it can be all in, all encompassing in the answers?
Yep, absolutely.
And any broker resources, you would put them in there as well. And
Yep,
just because you can only put 20 files in a GPT, so you could just compress them, combine them. It might take a little bit longer for its to search its knowledge base, but you could give it an encompassing guide. You would just want to leave out any contact information for any broker contacts or anything, any of those relationships, and actually put you as the contact. So every time it feeds a result back, it would feed your name and your phone number and your email address.
that's right. Yeah.
Easy.
And that's a prompt. You can tell it like disregard all
Yeah.
disregard all
Mhm.
contact information in the thing and just use mine. The other way to get around only 20 resources is you can use a Google Doc and your Google Doc can grow as big as you want, and the Google Doc only counts as one resource.
Yeah. Yeah. What
So
I ended up having to do is I took all of the broker resources and I actually just combined them into one large PDF and and then I just uploaded that one document. It does take it a little bit longer to search the knowledge base, but everything is in there.
yeah. So
Okay.
um so that is an incredible opportunity. And then too deep, I don't want to get into it on this call, but the custom GPTs now have the functionality to connect an API to it.
Hmm.
And then what I'm doing is I'm serving lead notifications whenever anybody actually interacts with the GPT. So when somebody's going through the GPT, um, I know which agent it's been sent to. And so I know when somebody's accessing the GPT and actually having a conversation with it. And then we're serving that over to the real estate agent. It's just be like, hey, we've got another lead interacting with our tool. Hope you're doing well. Have you come across anybody that I can send a pre-approval to? So it's like an automatic way to ask for the business.
Pretty easy to set up.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, not easy, but once it's done and you
yeah.
never have to touch it again and it just works in the background. So
Yeah.
that's another way to leverage AI. All that to say, everybody, we're back. Sorry for the custom GPT conversation. But you can train, just like Chris said, all of the guidelines into your bot. And we actually have one of our clients who went to underwriting and they were giving him a hard time on getting a file approved. And he went into his GPT and asked the questions, and it sourced the parts of the guidelines that he was able to send to the underwriter. And the underwriter went, oh, yeah, overturned the decision and he got the deal closed. So giving the documentation to the AI and having conversations with it, it's great to be able to provide to leads and customers, but it's also an internal resource for you to use in your business as well. So you can upload links to the GPT, and all you do is post in the address, hit get data, and then you can also add Q&As. So we've come to discover that there's really only like 10 questions and answers really in the mortgage business that your average first-time home buyer, your average mortgage consumer is going to ask. So you write out the question and then you write out the answer the way that you want it answered, because everybody has a slightly different script on how they want to do things. And so questions and answers go in here, you hit save, and then it always answers the question the way that you want. And the really cool thing about it is it understands contextually what the question is. So if they ask it slightly different, it will still come back with the same answer. Everybody with me? So this is like a catch-all AI that sits on your CRM that just helps you answer all of your email or all of your messages in real time. So that's AI number one. AI number two, Eric, this comes back to you, and it is workflow AI. So we've got conversation AI. We're going to go look at workflow AI, and then we're going to come back here and we're going to talk about voice AI, which is finally ready to go to market, uh, in my opinion. So inside the loan officer CRM, you go to your main menu, and on the left-hand side, you see automation over on the left-hand side. So you click on this automation tab, and it will take you into the workflows up here at the top. Now, I'm going to go into the loan officer launch workflows, and I'm going to go into launch number 3 here, qualified real estate partners. Okay. If you've never seen me run this workflow before, I'll give you just like very brief overview of what it is and how powerful it is. So inside the loan officer CRM, we have qualified partner lists. When you click on this tab over here, you can search using this tool to find agents by sales area, by county, and it will pull up a search. Eric, where are you located, brother?
In county is Hunterdon County, Hunterdon, New Jersey.
Awesome. And so I'm going to pull a search for the last 12 months. And then I've got a minimum of 8 buy side transactions in the search. So I'm going to apply that. So in your marketplace, in that county, there's 14 qualified agents for you to be working. So I would go get a bigger cup, and I would go select, 10 other counties around you until you've got at least 100 agents in that list. You get 300 a month.
Chris, this is New Jersey. This is not Canada. There's not 10 counties around me.
True. Well, then let's let's go pick Florida, and let's go write some loans in Florida. I'm just kidding, but I get it. But so you could literally do the whole state, right? Or whatever it is. So what the point is, you click this button right here, you save them to a list, and then you view that list, and then you select all the agents that are in that list, and you hit export, and yours won't give you an error message, but you hit export, and then it says push to the loan officer CRM. When you click that button that says push to the loan officer CRM, they automatically go into this workflow. So every month you dump 300 qualified agents from the data tool into the workflows. This workflow is designed to catch those qualified agents. So qualified real estate partners is the name of the workflow. It's all pre-built, sits inside the CRM waiting for you. And inside here is a year's worth of marketing that goes out to those qualified agents. So once a week, there's an email that goes out every single week. The way that I have it set up, sorry, go ahead.
And then just to piggyback, because I'm still getting my head around though how this whole thing works with MMA and everybody. So then you would go ahead and use that 300 agent list for your Thor's Hammer phone calls or during the week phone calls. You're touching them through email, you're touching them through text message, you're touching them through phone calls, and then every week you're just constantly pounding them.
That's right. That's right. And you want a yes or a no. There's no money in the maybes. And it's like, yes, and they're booking an appointment, or no. And know that it's normal for it to take 8 weeks to get the majority of the responses out of the list, because you almost win through consistency of the messaging, where they're like, oh man, if he follows up like this on me, what's the follow-up going to be like on my leads? Eric's not going to drop the ball on my leads if I send him over a lead. Great communication. And so you win it. And all this does is it helps you automate all those tasks, because you drop them in and it puts them on a tracker, which is called a success tracker or an opportunity pipeline. Then it adds them to the Power Dialer. So when you log into the CRM and you go to your qualified agents dialer, all of the agents are already sitting there All their phone numbers are already all added into the system. You just literally press the button in the top right-hand corner and it starts dialing the agents. When it gets down to the end of the month, it adds them back into the power dialer. So every month, they are all automatically loaded back into the power dialer. So when you're following the daily success plan and you're calling qualified agents, you're literally just showing up, going into the list, hitting the button, making the calls. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So it just automates it rather than making it a manual process. So here's where the AI kicks in. We start sending out emails. So if we send out email number 1, it waits and it listens for 7 days. Did they respond back? And it could be a text message that comes back on the phone number that you dialed them using the power dialer, or it could be an email that gets sent out. So an email or a text, obviously, if they call you back, it's going to forward to your phone number. But when I show you the voice AI, when they call back, the AI agent can now pick up the phone. So you can just be hammering outbound all day. And when somebody responds back, whether it's a voice call, a text message, or an email, AI picks up and has the right script. So let's say we send them email number 1, they don't do anything. It waits, nothing happens. And then it sends them the next week, 7 days later, email number 2. They don't do anything. It waits 7 days, sends them email number 3. If they respond to any of those emails, so they respond to email number 3, it's going to send them into the AI that catches the conversation. So any response goes into this prompt. So the way technically that this works is the response is put inside this prompt that we pre-write for you. It's already built inside the system. And then that prompt is sent to OpenAI. ChatGPT gets it, reads it, writes the response for you, and then sends you an email so that you can see the response and approve it. So I'll read you the prompt because that will make this make a lot more sense for everybody, okay? So your role is that you're a customer service specialist trained in Connection Inc. Loan Officer AI CRM tactics, Dale Carnegie's relationship building principles, the Walt Disney standards of service, and approach to authentic quality referral relationships. All right. Pretty freaking awesome training resources, if I may say so myself. Then we say your core role. You are responding to this message from the real estate agent. And then it actually inserts whatever the real estate agent has responded back to the emails or the text messages. So the message from the real estate agent goes into the prompt that gets sent to the AI. So the AI understands the conversation. Your aim is to build genuine relationships and schedule a no pressure get to know you appointment. Tone and style guidelines: friendly, professional, concise, respectful. Begin every response with the recipient's first name. Copy this code. So it uses their name in the message when it responds back. Use paragraph breaks for readability. Acknowledge your message. Remain courteous regardless of their response. We get some interesting responses. Always ask for or reference an appointment unless the agent expressly states otherwise. Keep responses less than 400 words unless you need more characters to effectively respond. And then the general structure of the replies. This is basically us teaching AI scripting and how to effectively communicate via the script. And so I won't read you this whole thing, but basically it's like how to have a high value conversation. And then down at the bottom, we give them the call to action and the script to use, and then how to close out the call. And then down here, it says offer specific guidance. So we have 7 different offers built into this workflow. Okay. One is, hey, you're awesome. I'd like to get to know you because I'm a student of success. The next one is, hey, you've got old, cold, dead leads from Zillow or Boomtown or Realtor.com or whatever. I will work those leads for you for free, turn them into pre-approvals and refer them back. There's the podcast. There's 7 different offers that are built into this year-long sequence. All of the emails for each of those offers are inside this prompt. So no matter what message the real estate agent is responding back to, the AI has the context of the conversation that they're responding back to. So the AI understands if the person is responding back and be like, yeah, I'd love to have you on the or I'd love to be on the podcast, it understands the email message that they've responded to invite them to be on the podcast. And so when they respond back, it makes sense because the AI has the email that was sent and the response that's come back to it. So this all has all the offers in it. And then just like basic training. And then we give it all of the information about you and your business, all as long as you fill out the settings on your onboarding call with the team member that onboards you, all that information is already filled out. So the prompt works. You don't even have to open the box or touch it. Everything's pre-built and in there for you. But this is the second way that we use artificial intelligence. So we basically have 7 ways to get referrals in the mortgage industry. You've got your centers of influence and your past customer database. So people that know you, like you, and trust you. If you were to have a wedding today, who are the 150 or 200 people? If you're Francis and you want to have 1,000 people at your wedding, that's okay too. But like, who would be on that list, right? That's your centers of influence. Past customers, right? Those 2 lists, we want to be reaching out to them at least once a month with something of value so that we can then call them and ask them for referrals. Then you've got past referral partners. You got new qualified referral partners. You've got your pre-approvals, and then you have your deals in process. Those are your pathways to referrals in the mortgage business. And we have workflows built for each of them. Each one has an AI pre-programmed to have those conversations with those people because it understands the context of the relationship, the messages that are being sent out, and how to have that relational conversation in order to generate referrals. So I'm showing you one workflow here. There are literally 7 of them for you to just tag a contact based on where they came from. It drops them into the messaging. And when they reply back, the AI understands who they are and how to have the conversation with them. Is everybody with me? Does that make sense? It's a big idea. But imagine you get a contact, you know who they are, you know what workflow they go to, you apply a tag, and you're more advanced than 95% of the loan officers out there that don't follow up on any of those opportunities. And AI is doing most of the heavy lifting for you. That's what we're trying to build here. That's what our community is all about, right? So then we have the internal notification. So Eric, this is going to get the message, write the response, and then it's going to send you an email or a text message. So you can choose the type of notification. So you can do email notification inside this CRM itself or a text message. I like the emails. It says new AI response, and it tells you which launch it's coming from and the type of conversation. So you understand who's in the workflow. And then down here, it says your LO CRM AI bot is working hard automating your business for you. This is what your client said. And it will actually show you the message from the qualified real estate agent. Like, hey, Eric, thanks for reaching out. Yeah, I'd love for you to work my Zillow leads for me. How do I get in touch? Right? It will actually show you the message from the real estate agent in the email. Then it says, here's the response from ChatGPT. And it will show you what ChatGPT has written to respond back to that agent. So it'll say, hey, Bob, great to hear from you. Thank you so much. We're really looking forward to helping you convert your Zillow leads using our AI systems. Here's my appointment booking link where you can find a time that works best for you. And then it says our AI can respond automatically to this message. If you approve the message, click yes, I approve. If you click that hyperlink that says yes, I approve, this message from ChatGPT is automatically sent through the CRM in order to the contact on the other side. So you don't have to log into the CRM. You don't have to do anything. You just click the button and the message goes. Now, down here at the bottom, we also include the contact name, the contact email, and the contact phone number. The reason why is because instant communication converts leads and conversations. And phone calls are the most powerful tool that you have in order to convert. An AI sending an email is good. You picking up the phone and calling is great, even better, maximum amount of conversion. Like there's a diminishing upside down pyramid. No, actually, the pyramid's not upside down yet. It's actually a pyramid. So like the effectiveness of conversion on phone calls is the most, right? So that's what you want to default to. So as soon as you get one of these messages, hit the phone number column. If you go to voicemail, you leave a voicemail, then you hit the button and you send the automatic email that goes out from the system. Does that make sense? Eric, you had another question?
So you mentioned a few times the Zillow leads. Do you have a created workflow for Zillow leads as well, or then so it's
Yes,
already built into the CRM as well?
that's right. And so, and we can connect to whatever lead generation system your real estate agent is using. So you can get those leads in real time. So typically, how I go about those relationships is it's like, give me the old cold dead leads. I'll take them, I'll drop them into that workflow, and then we'll have a concierge agent make the phone calls to the leads and we'll convert one of them. And it's just like, hey, we got somebody, they're willing to, they're looking to purchase, take them through the pre-qualification conversation, and then touch the lead, touch the partner. So we work the lead, then we call the real estate agent. Hey, you sent me those old cold dead Zillow leads. I've got Bob Smith, who's pre-approved now, and we're referring them back to you so that they can get out and start looking. Hey, look, happy to do this for you. And just so you know, I can work your leads in real time. But what this is really about is you seeing how we turn every deal that we're doing into more deals. Have you come across anybody in the last month that we can get pre-approved for you to make sure they're a good use of your time? And you immediately pivot into the referral relationship and distancing yourself from like, I'm not a lead conversion provider. I'm not a service provider. I'm your lender. And the value is in the lender relationship. So you just let the AI work the leads in the background and you just use that first opportunity to go out and win the relationship and then just work the relationship. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. But that workflow to convert the Zillow leads, it's a year long. Drop them in and it just generates conversations and the AI has conversations for you. It's like, if I had this 10 years ago, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So awesome stuff. My man, Steve, I didn't see you come in. Great to see you.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. How are
Hey,
you?
good, good. I'm learning how to make the system work.
Right
I'm
on.
looking for a simple form
Okay.
or a simple or create a funnel where I can place that link into my blogs. So when somebody's done reading the blog, they can hit a link, do a simple ask a question, and have that come back into the CRM,
Ah, cool. Okay. So you have a blog and you want
right?
to put an opt-in box on that blog so people can put in like first name, phone number, email, and question, and then
Yes.
submit it into the CRM. Cool. All right. So super quick, go to the websites menu inside the CRM. It's actually called Sites. So if you click
Okay.
on Sites and then Forms
Okay.
and then Builder. And there's a number of forms that are pre-populated in here. The home buyer info form, super simple. First name, last name, email, comment section. So you could just duplicate that. Or you can build one from scratch, whatever you need. Here, we'll do this. We'll take a look at this mortgage qualification one. And we'll go through this really quick. But see how this form is first name, last name, email, phone number?
Yep, that looks pretty simple.
Yeah. And then if you wanted somebody to be able to leave comments at the bottom, we'll just scroll down here into multi-line text.
Okay. Drag it into place.
And then you would name it. So this would be like questions. And then you save it up in the top right-hand corner. And voila, you have a
Okay.
form.
So
Now,
if I want to, so I got that part. And then
okay,
if I want to post it, how do I get the link to embed into another website?
awesome. So up here, you have to save it first. And
Okay.
then this integrate button pops up in the top right-hand corner.
Ah,
Click on integrate. and then you're going to see copy embed code. So you don't want this to be a pop-up. You want it to be an inline form. So just make sure you've selected inline form.
Meaning it pops up like on the same page.
Yeah, it'll actually show up like in the text of the blog. So it like at the end of the blog, you just paste it in there and it'll just show up underneath the actual blog content itself.
Okay.
And then you just hit copy embed code and then just go paste it into the code on your blog and the form will pop up.
Okay. I see there's a pop-up. So if I did put the link in with a pop-up, they click the link and it'll pop.
That's right.
And for the funnels, I got in there a little bit. The editor looks a little like has a learning curve to it.
Yes.
Not as easy as this. Is there a class published somewhere on how to edit those funnels?
Yes. And so they're called workflows inside the system. And in your getting started guide that's on the left-hand side, if you just log into the membership site and then type workflows in the search bar, there's a full class start to finish on like we start with a blank workflow and show you all the different ways that you can build those.
Okay, so you can build the funnel through workflows. So getting started, search workflows.
You got it.
Okay.
And because this is helpful for everybody here on the class, I'll show you the first step because it's once you understand that, the rest of it kind of cascades.
It's always getting to the right place.
Right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to automation. And then we'll just take a look at any of these workflows here. Actually, we'll go back to the one that we were in for the qualified agents. So launch number 3, the qualified agents. So this is an if-then engine. So if somebody does something at the top, then everything else underneath that happens. So the only way for somebody to get into one of these workflows is to be triggered into it. See how all these lines come down and then drop into this first action?
Yeah.
So if trigger happens, then all of this other stuff happens. So when you create your form, you now have something that you can attach a trigger to. So your form is created inside the CRM. You click on add new trigger, and then you're just going to search form. Form submitted, and then add filter of the form is, give it just a second. Oh, this is the part of Build It with Chris where we break things. This is the fun part. So form is, and then we did the realtor attraction form, I think it was. So, and then save that trigger. So now, anytime somebody fills out that form, they're going to get dropped into this workflow and all this other stuff is going to happen. So you can build a brand new workflow and just have the form submitted trigger at the top and then assign them to a user, create the opportunity, add them to a power dialer, send them an email, send them a text message, add them to a Facebook audience, anything you want to do after that point, because you built the form and the form triggers off the rest of the workflow. Does that make sense?
Yes. And then for funnels, I saw that there are some funnels created also under sites.
Don't worry about those. Those are like landing page, thank you page, appointment booking page. That's advanced stuff. Don't worry about that now. Just do your forms and your workflows. Once you get that underneath your belt, then you can look at the more advanced stuff.
Okay. My website has about a dozen funnels set up on it.
Okay.
But it sends me the data in an email with text. It is a WordPress workflow. So if I want to send that over to the CRM, what path do I need to go down on the CRM side to bring that in?
So that's because you're working with WordPress. That's a show up on the support calls question because they actually have to look at what tool you're using on WordPress, how it captures the information. That's a team question. So I'll direct you to the daily Zoom. Opens at 10 a.m., closes at 4 p.m. You can just like click on the Zoom link and the team is there to help you.
I'm in there regularly.
My man. That's awesome. Right on.
Thank you.
Well, we love having you there, and you are welcome. Awesome. Okay. Before we get into the third type of AI, does anybody else have any other questions? Raise of hand, unmute the mic. Francis, thank you for taking such good care of our friends inside the chat. That's fantastic. And man, we really need to get some music going on this thing, because it's pitch time. It's pitch time. Buy the Loan Officer CRM if you haven't already bought it. We would love to have you as a customer. So there you go, loanofficercrm.ai. There you go. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor who brings us Build It with Chris. All right, our third type of AI. This is the one I'm most excited about. If you go down to the settings inside your Loan Officer CRM, you'll see voice AI agents. If you click on there, we have pushed out to everybody that purchased before April the 1st, 3 customer service agents that I built for you. So these are actually attached to phone numbers inside your CRM. When people call these phone numbers, they talk to this AI agent, and it captures their information and can book appointments right on your calendar from that conversation. So if you imagine you've got your power dialer set up, and Eric, you're making your phone calls to your past customer database, but you're in the zone. You're making your outbound dials, you get somebody on the phone, having a great conversation, and then all of a sudden, bing, you got a call coming back from somebody that you called 20 minutes ago, but you can't take that call. Well, this voice AI agent can pick up the phone because you're on the other line, you're busy. This replaces a call answering service, in my opinion, does as good, if not better, of a job, because it is always on script. It always answers the phone. The notes are always taken. Everything's always taken care of. So this is incredibly powerful. So you're making your outbound calls. This agent sits on the other side of things. You can also use this for lead gen. So this one here that I have, Emma, for online leads, imagine you can be running ads with your real estate partner that says, hey, if you want to know if you qualify to buy this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Tampa, call this phone line and talk to the always on 24/7 AI mortgage assistant. And this actually understands how to qualify a lead, have a conversation, and book them into your calendar. I think that this is a massive opportunity. Remember sign writers, where you could put like a text 222 to phone number, to get mortgage qualification information or to get payment information on this home? This is the new sign writer. Call phone number to talk to your mortgage assistant, your AI mortgage assistant, right? I think that going to brokerages and offering this phone number on every listing that goes out on their agents, and saying, hey, if you want to find out if you qualify to purchase this home and what the monthly payment's going to be, call this AI phone number. Everybody that calls in gets an instant pickup from AI. So Saturday afternoons, 7 o'clock, somebody's been at an open house and they want to know if they can qualify to put an offer in on that house. That phone call comes in, the AI qualifies them. Your conversation happens inside your CRM, and that appointment goes right on your calendar for Monday morning. The AI takes care of the whole thing. So this is the new frontier in online lead generation and generating leads from listings. And then this is Claire, who's an open house agent. So I programmed her so that you can give this AI voice to agents that are having open houses, and people can call the phone number and check into the open house. But it is also designed to say, oh, hey, if you're shopping, we can let you know how much home you can afford and what your payment looks like with today's rates. Would you like to book an appointment with Chris for Monday to get a quick mortgage pre-approval done? So every person that checks into that open house, we ask for the appointment to get them pre-qualified. So those are the 3 immediate ways that I saw using voice agents that we would be able to generate a qualified mortgage application appointment on your calendar. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the online lead one, because conceptually, to understand how to program the voice AI, it makes the most sense for somebody that's looking at this for the first time. So I'm just going to go into voice AI agents, Emma, the online lead converter, and I'm going to hit edit. Just let me check the chat here, just make sure we're doing okay. Oh man, there's a lot going on in here. Okay, I shouldn't open this. So yes, the phone number is part of the CRM, but you can register as many phone numbers as you want. I think they're $2 a month, but none of that money comes to us. It just goes directly to the phone provider. Awesome. AI agent script is also created already inside the CRM. Yes. Okay, so this AI, we've just named it Emma, and you get to pick the voice. So here's the voice of Phoebe, but if you click on this list, you've got all the different voices. So Mark is young and calm, Sonia's from the UK, Charles, and you can just like click them, and they've all got their own voices. So you probably won't be able to hear this, but
when we seek to discover the best in others, we somehow bring out the best in ourselves.
So that's Alice. And if we get Mark.
Happiness can exist only in acceptance.
And Bria.
If one is lucky, a solitary fantasy can totally transform 1 million realities.
That's actually not a bad voice. So I've been through a lot of these. Phoebe right now is my favorite, but then you can also do this. So if we take this into Spanish.
Soy una voz ideal para narraciones animadas, alegres y amables, y también para poner voz a algún personaje. Usa tu texto y verás lo bien que queda.
So pick your language and away it goes. AI knows all of the languages in all of the different languages. So we're going to go back to English and we're going to go back to Phoebe. And these are inbound calls. I am not yet recommending outbound calls. So basic information and then the agent goals. This is where all the training is done inside the actual prompt. And again, this is all done. But to give you kind of like the brain of how this thing works, this is it. The prompt is everything on what it can do. So the prompt says, you're Emma, an AI-powered mortgage pre-qualification assistant at mortgage company. You put your mortgage company name in there. Your role is to engage new leads, calling to get a basic affordability quote, guiding them through a structured conversation to collect key qualifying details and encourage them to book a call with a loan officer for a personalized mortgage consultation. So you can see I'm following my 5-step prompt framework in order to build this prompt. So I give it a role and then I give it a goal. So it knows what it is. I'm Emma and I work for a mortgage company. My goal is to pre-qualify leads and book appointments, right? The goal, gather essential information to provide a basic affordability estimate based on the caller's input, identify if the caller qualifies for any grant programs or down payment assistance, and encourage the caller to book a call with a loan officer for an accurate and personalized pre-qualification. Inside, we tell it, don't give any rate quotes, be compliant, all that good stuff. Now, to see how the prompt works, we come down here. So survey, flow, and script. So we've given a role, a goal, the basic information on how to have a conversation, like be polite, be courteous, be prompt, don't go on and on and on about mortgage guidelines, right? So kind of like be a professional salesperson that is courteous and polite. Then we say survey, flow, and script. Hello. And then that actually doesn't need to go in there. It overwrites it with what's at the top, but that was a mistake on my part. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? What's the best phone number to reach you at in case we get disconnected? And are you currently in the market to buy a home or just exploring your options? So the first 3 questions are designed to just qualify the lead, right? Then, do you know the price of the home that you're looking to buy? And then we give it an if then. So if yes, say this. If no, say this. So if you think about how we used to qualify leads through online forums and surveys, An online lead survey was all about like, if the person clicks this box, then show them this next option. If they click this box, then show them this option over here. We're doing the exact same workflow, but we're using AI to guide the conversation so that we get all of the information about this mortgage applicant that we need through the conversation. And because this is all powered by ChatGPT and OpenAI in the background, people can say anything that they want to it, and ChatGPT will handle the response and then guide them back to the conversation guideline that we've given it. So if they answer 4 questions, right, and they get down here to question, are you and your spouse currently employed? So we say, how soon are you looking to move? And the person goes off on this rant about like, well, we've been looking for 6 months, but we can't really find anything. The market's crazy, blah, blah, blah. What do you think is going to happen with insert political comment here and this guideline over here? ChatGPT will be like, well, hey, the market has been wild lately, and you're absolutely right. And we completely see. The best way to have that conversation is probably with the loan officer. But if you wouldn't mind telling me, how soon are you looking to make this move? So it will literally like engage the conversation, put the person at rest, and then go back to the script of getting them through the rest of the tree decision, all in the conversation. So it's like the perfectly scripted appointment setter, just powered by AI, because we've given it the tree of how to walk somebody through the conversation and given it a goal of get this information from the person so that we can tell whether they are actually, a reasonable lead to book on the appointment, or if it's somebody that we don't want to book on the calendar. That's the whole goal of the AI, right? Eric, you had another question.
Yeah. So you mentioned your best bet is to get in touch with the loan officer. Is there a way to program that to say, great question, or, something along these lines? I'm not saying redesign your script there, but instead of saying get in touch with the loan officer there, that they direct them back to, for instance, if this was mine, yeah, great question. You're better off to reach out to Eric to ask those questions versus a general loan officer. Is it possible to restructure that for that point?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. And inside the script, we also have like, if somebody gets on, it's like, I don't want to answer your questions. I just want to talk to a loan officer. I just want to book an appointment. It understands the context of the conversation to that. And you can see down here, we've got 4 different goals. It can do a live call transfer. So if somebody says, I want to talk to Eric, it can be like, okay, one moment, please. And it will ring your phone. Now, it can't, if you don't pick up your phone and it goes voicemail, the AI is not going to pick it back up. It like spits it out of the AI and truly does a call transfer. And then we can trigger a workflow. So we can automatically be like, hey, this is the person that called. Let's send them an email. Let's send them a text message. Let's do the follow-up. The update the contact fields and then send a text message. This is where we actually like book the appointment with the person and then send a follow-up text message for them. So Eric, you can totally give it your flow, how you would like it. And that's basically done down here at the bottom. And then we give it basically Q&A. So here's all the Q&A and here's how to take a mortgage application basically. So this is a massive prompt that we have put a ton of time and effort into, and each of them are built like this. So they're all purpose built. One's purpose built for lead gen, one's purpose built for customer service, and one's purpose built for open houses and having the open house conversation about that particular listing itself. So that is the 3 ways that we're leveraging AI and how I believe artificial intelligence is going to change the mortgage industry, right? Just a general AI that runs your CRM, a purpose-built AI that does your text messages and your emails inside workflows. So you take specific contacts, tap them into workflows, it does the text and the emails, and then voice. And voice is attached to specific lead opportunities or people calling back from the outbound calls that you made, and AI picks up the phone. And everything is built for you inside the loan officer CRM. And the program's $297 a month. There's usage, but any usage is you having a conversation with a prospective borrower or referral partner. So, I think it's 0.0002 cents per instance. I think it is. So it's like, it's nothing. Like our average usage rate doesn't even hit the free credits that we give in the system. And then like advanced users are like $20 to $40 a month in usage on top of that. So compared to the opportunities that it unearths, it's free basically. Okay. Final call. AI. Francis, I can see you giving me the you have another appointment finger. But at Q&A, does anybody have any other questions? We're all good. Was that fun or what? Is this mind-blowing stuff? John, thank you so much. Vince, my man, popped in here. I didn't see you. Great to see you. Thank you for the kind words today on the breakfast. I sincerely appreciate it so much. It means a lot to us and the team as well. There's at least once a week somebody says, I love working with Vince. So right back at you. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so with that, we'll wrap. Unless, Eric, is that an old hand or a new hand? Old hand. Perfect. Okay, happy Friday. Everybody get out there, have some fun this weekend, be safe, and we'll see you back on Monday. Great to see you.
Happy Friday, everyone. Enjoy.
Happy Friday.